Hey guys, I'm Chrissy Spratt, and you're watching Shifter TV.
We are back with another episode of The Shifters. I am your co-host, Kevin Bourne, and across from me, sitting in for LJ and Vlad, is Reda Zarrug.
That's right. I take two people on my substitution, two people at a minimum.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me again.
No problem.
And we have with us today none other than I say top two artists, top two to come out of Ottawa. Chrissy Spratt.
Hi.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us.
It's good to be here.
Yeah. So before we continue, we're actually gonna cut to show you about the EP release party. We are gonna talk about the EP, but before that, we want to give you a little bit of a taste on what that is. So we'll cut to that so you guys can see a little bit of the EP release party and get just a little bit of a teaser for the music as well.
Driving through my city with my lights down low. Only sin can happen after 2 in the morning. I know that I shouldn't have picked up the phone. I don't need nobody making judgment calls. Said I'm on my way, it's never too late. I'll drop everything, I can say no. Keep on coming back like a boomerang. Couldn't stop my feelings.
So that was the EP release party. And let's get into it. Let's start talking about it. It looks like a hype party. Thank you for the invite that I didn't get. But whatever.
You weren't there too?
Yo, bro, you need.
I saw it on Instagram and I was like,
yo, this looks dope.
this looks like a great party.
Man.
You know what? Next time, I promise.
Right.
We
promise.
get to interview her though. So
That's true.
Yeah, you guys get like actual one-on-one time
There
with
you
me.
go.
Like
See,
that
there
was,
you go.
yeah.
We definitely
get
get
an
that.
Yeah.
actual interview. So.
Yeah.
You're right. All right, so give us the spiel. Who is Chrissy Spratt?
Chrissy Spratt is a singer-songwriter from Ottawa, born and raised. And I've been singing and writing songs like ever since I can remember, like since I was a kid. And growing up, like I was like a super shy kid. And I was always like really nervous, even though like I knew from like a really young age that I wanted to sing. I was just too shy to sing in front of anybody. So I was really lucky because when I was in high school, I had this really, really sweet teacher, and she knew that I wanted to sing. And so she kind of like gave me the courage and like kind of made it happen.
Right.
And yeah, so like when I was 13, I hit the stage for the first time. And I remember I was singing "Oh Happy Day" because it was like the choir, right?
Yeah.
So
a
like she
great
was like,
song.
"You'll have the lead role," and I'm like, "Okay, let's do it." So yeah, so I did that for the first time, and like I just fell in love with it, and ever since then I just wanted to pursue music. So after that, I told my parents this is what I want to do, and like they're like super supportive over it. So they actually bought me a keyboard for my birthday and this like little microphone, and we did this like cute little setup in my bedroom. And so like I'd come home from school, and that's what I would do. I would just like write and like record songs.
And
But, like,
and what age is this at? Sorry.
this is like 14.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
like 14.
Unreal.
Yeah, like I mean, I wasn't like that great with like working the programs and stuff. So like
Sure,
anything I'd
sure.
want to record, it was like beginning to end. Like
Right,
there's no
right.
cuts, there's no edits. But like that's kind of like how I started. And yeah.
So I mean, with your parents, like they obviously saw you at that stage.
Yeah.
Like, what do they think now? Just like, you know,
Get a job.
The investment in the keyboard.
Get a job.
You know, like, yo, I'm a world star. Like, like I'm a ride.
Yeah, they
Like,
don't
what do
know
you
what
mean?
that is. They're still supportive. You know, like it's different when like you're a kid and like you're in high school and they're like, oh, this is
Yeah.
so cute. But it's like when you're like, no, I'm gonna make a career out of this, and like this is what I'm gonna do.
Mhm.
It's like, you know, parents, like they just want the
Yeah.
best for their children.
Yeah,
So
of
like
course.
I get it, but they're still supportive. Like they'll come out to some of the shows that I do that, you know, they can attend. And yeah, I mean like it is what it is. They're still cool. They rock with me.
Are you talking about parents? Are they Wait, what is your? So you were born in Ottawa.
I was born in Ottawa.
Okay. Background.
Okay, so my mom is Armenian,
Okay.
and my dad is half British, half Lebanese.
I was going to ask if you were Lebanese,
Yeah, so there's
I
a
caught
quarter.
the Lebanese part.
because everybody just seems to be Lebanese. Who does music in Ottawa, it just seems to be Lebanese. So I was going to ask if you were Lebanese.
Yeah, so there's a quarter. I'm a quarter Lebanese.
So half Lebanese, half British.
Yeah.
Where the hell did they meet?
So they were both immigrants to Canada, so they actually met in Montreal,
Okay.
and then they moved over to Ottawa, and yeah,
And you're part Armenian.
part Armenian,
That's,
yeah.
what, that's what the Kardashians are, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So-
So how, what do you feel about this?
So for the longest time, because my mom's Armenian, but she was born in Egypt, and so for the longest time, I thought I was Egyptian. So like I'm telling everybody, oh, I'm Egyptian, you know, like all my Egyptian people were like, go represent. And then yeah, like I just kind of came to realize that, okay, well no, she's born in Egypt, but she's not Egyptian, like you know what I mean? Like she's
Right,
Armenian.
right.
So I'm like, oh, Kim Kardashian. That's the whole Armenian thing. And like sometimes in my YouTube videos, I get like, you look like Kim Kardashian, you look like Kourtney Kardashian, you know, and I would get that, and I'm like, it's the Armenian. Yeah.
And it's funny because before them, I didn't even know that Armenia was actual place.
I know.
Was it
I know.
actual?
Like I didn't know anything about it, but I'm like, oh,
The
they're from
Kardashians
there.
put Armenia on the map.
This
Well,
is true.
They did.
This is true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Have you ever been?
No.
Do you want to go?
I do want to go.
Okay.
I do want to go. I want to go there. I do want to go to Egypt too, just because like that is like where my mom's from. I'd like to see there. I went to London last year with my dad, so he kind of showed me around like where he lived, and then I went to Lebanon 2 years ago as well. So
Is your dad like really white? Like
okay, so it's so funny. My dad is
it's like when I think British, I'm like thinking like you're super white, like you eat
So-
like fish and chips and like all
Tea
that kind of
time.
stuff. Yeah.
So okay, he has like this like Lebanese like culture about him because he speaks Lebanese.
Okay.
But then he's so proper. Like his English, he has like the British accent, and everything he does is just so proper. It's like the weirdest mix ever.
I would love to see that mix because
Yeah.
as an Arab, I know that the Arab side is very not proper.
Yes.
So that'd be the greatest merger to see
Yeah.
the both of them.
He's
We
an
should
interesting
interview
man.
him next.
Oh my god, he'd be so funny.
Okay, so cool. Okay, do you resonate with more so the music of any of those cultures?
Not like yes and no. Like I do really like Arabic music.
Okay.
I do really like that. I like the reggae and like
Right,
like all that stuff. But R&B is just kind of what I grew up on as a kid. So like the Destiny's Child era, like the Maya, the Brandy, like those singers is kind of what resonates with me.
Okay.
And I think that's kind of where like I pull inspiration when it comes to like content for my music. Like what I end up writing just somehow always ends up being about like relationships and breakups and like that sort of stuff. And like even like the flows sometimes like I find myself like kind of digging into like, the music that I grew up on, which is
Right,
cool. Like it's
right.
cool. You just like put your own twist on it and then you get Chrissy Spratt music.
So if you had to say top 3 R&B artists all time,
Oh,
would they be?
geez. All time?
Chrissy Spratt.
yeah,
I
and
don't know,
number
man.
one.
Like, that's like a tough question.
Your personal top 3.
My personal top 3. Okay, so I love The Weeknd.
Nice.
Yeah, I love The Weeknd.
In top 3 all time.
Yeah, like
Okay,
to me,
okay,
yeah.
okay,
I know
okay.
I'm supposed to be like, oh,
No,
like
no,
Michael Jackson.
no, the
this
authentic.
person and that
I don't know if you
person.
want to say Michael Jackson right now. 'Cause, there's some really real going on.
Yeah, I know. I've been watching those. Oh my
Okay.
gosh. Destiny's Child
Okay.
and Brandy.
Okay.
You know what?
Yeah.
I love the Brandy.
Yeah.
I didn't like her back in the day.
Really?
I really didn't.
No.
I mean, yeah. I didn't.
Why though? Why?
It was the braids.
Oh,
Yo,
okay. What about the music though?
I don't know the braid. I could look past the braids. I was like, I'm not feeling the braids, man. I'm not gonna listen to this.
I liked her.
Okay. So
I
you,
liked her.
so you would say that's kind of where your musical influence came from. What about rap? Any rap
Drake.
at all? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I see you. I
Okay.
see you.
It's just I just love the music he makes because I feel like I'm somebody when I listen to music, I hear it's hard for me to hear lyrics. Like I hear melodies.
Sure.
So some people like they listen to rap and it's like they catch every word. I am so lost when it comes to listening to like the words of songs. So with Drake, I feel like he's so, I don't know, like you can understand what he says.
And his melody
And his
game
melodies
is ridiculous.
so
Yeah.
like, I don't know, I catch everything first time around I hear it and I'm like, I like you.
And I
You're
would say,
great.
and I would even say Drake as a lyricist. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Drake's a dope lyricist. for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
What would you say is, so I'll give you my background of kind of how I was, exposed to Chrissy Spratt. So
Oh, okay.
I was in high school. I mean, thugging on these streets. No, I was not thugging on these streets. But I was in high school, and a good friend of mine was making music,
Mhm.
And he went by the name of Young G. Shout out Young G. And there was a song, and I think he was either signed or working with a group called Inertia.
Yeah.
And then there was a song that came out with, it was Young G featuring Chrissy Spratt, and I think it was like top 3 songs all the time.
Oh my
No,
God.
honestly, it was an unreal song, and I loved the song growing up.
Thanks.
And then, but I feel like there was only like 3 months that I could find it, and then it was gone.
Yeah. It's archived somewhere.
Right,
Yeah.
You have it?
I think I have it somewhere.
bro. I'm telling you,
Somewhere on like an old laptop or something.
crazy song,
Yeah.
ridiculous song. I really enjoyed that song. So Inertia, were you part of Inertia?
We just worked together for a couple months because they were managing Young G and they wanted a singer
Okay.
on one of their songs.
Right.
So that's kind of how that song came about. But you're giving me like blast from the past
He's
right
like an
now.
encyclopedia of
whoa.
audio music.
I'm kicking it old right now.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
It's so crazy to me like where people like hear about me for the first time. Like that is wow.
Yeah.
That's
For me, it's
something.
just Instagram. I
Instagram?
kept seeing you on Instagram.
I mean that's good. I must be doing something right.
then I was like, oh, wow. I heard the voice. I was like, okay.
Right.
Thanks, yeah.
So I feel like from that time until, I'm gonna say, the last maybe 5-6 years,
Mhm.
did you leave music? Were you still doing it, but kind of, or am I totally
man,
wrong?
it's- no, you know
okay.
what? So like this whole industry is a roller coaster. So like you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down, you're really up, then you're like really down. And like that's kind of like how my life in music has been for the last like 5-6 years. So like I would have like a really good year. I'd be like, I don't care what anybody says, I'm putting out music, like, like I'm doing this for myself, put it out. And then you realize like along the way, people want to work with you. And sometimes they have good intentions, sometimes they have bad intentions.
Right.
And you kind of don't really know until like you're in it, oh, I fucked up, or like, oh, this is great. So I signed a couple bad deals, in the last 5-6 years. And I think like from that, I was really down when like I knew nothing was coming out of it. And I'm like, I feel like I'm stuck. I don't know what I'm doing. Nobody's helping me. Like they said they were going to do this. They said they were going to do that. And then nothing came from it. So it kind of like, it put me in kind of like this like depressed mode for a really long time. So like I wasn't doing anything for maybe like a whole year. And then finally, like when I kind of got out of that rut and I started making music again, it's like this other company wants to work with me and it's like they sound really promising. So it's like it's kind of just like the same thing all over again. So after like been there, done that, I'm like, you know what? Nobody's gonna do anything for me until I do it for myself.
Right.
And that's kind of why I called my EP On My Own, because I literally did it on my own. Like there was nobody telling me what to
Unreal.
do. Yeah.
That's good.
Unreal.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I
Yeah.
love how that went right there. That was ridiculous. That was super dope. Okay.
Yeah.
And so would you say right now, going forward, is this something that's turned you off of labels, period?
Like not period, but I think I would be a little bit more cautious going into like signing an actual contract or going into like a new deal, just because I know that people will say they're going to do something and it might sound great, but if it's not on paper, they have no obligation to do that for you.
Right.
So like that's something I would definitely like look out for. And I also feel like the times are kind of changing too with like Spotify and like iTunes, and like you're able to be self-made. Like you don't actually
Absolutely.
need, unless like somebody's coming with you and like handing you a check and being like, here's like $200,000 and make all the music you want and like all the crazy budget videos and just pay us back in the long run. I mean, that would be
ideal.
That would be ideal. You know what
Right,
I mean? But
right.
like for now, I don't need anybody like telling me what to do because I can do it myself and put it up on Spotify. And if people love it, they love it, and that's
Right,
it.
right. And especially nowadays where I feel like labels have gotten more and more ruthless from the
Yeah.
industry side. Like with these 360 deals, and I know we might be getting into the technicalities a little bit, but where they take $1 off every single thing, whether it's a tour or merch or whatever it
Yeah.
is, they're getting money off of it.
Yeah.
So in that day and age, and then you see a Chance the Rapper who's fully independent,
It's crazy.
killing it.
It's crazy.
You're like, why would I?
Exactly.
No, I
exactly.
totally get that.
So for you, like, I mean, obviously you're born and raised in Ottawa.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what, you know, I know a lot of talent in the city. They eventually feel like, you know, I need to spread my wings
Mm-hmm.
kind of elsewhere. Is that, you know, do you kind of see yourself, you know, being planted here, or are your aspirations just like let me go out and be like, you know, I want to be winning Grammys and, you know, maybe setting up shop in LA or I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, LA is the dream.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was signed, I was going to LA a lot because that's kind of where, like, you network and you meet more people, and there's just more like-minded people there.
Mm-hmm.
But I, like, for the longest time, I thought, like, I need to move. I need to get out of Ottawa. Like, I need to go to Toronto at least. You know, Toronto, LA, like, I need to go to a larger city. And it's like, yeah, like, you know, like, it is kind of true, but at the same time, you can do what you need to do in Ottawa and just make the trips when you need to. So that's kind of what I've been doing now. I stay in Ottawa, and when I need to shoot a video and I need like this location or that location, okay, cool, I'll make the trip out to Toronto, or, you know, I'll go to LA and stay there for a month to do my networking and then come back. Like, obviously, like, if it gets to a point where I need to physically be somewhere 24/7, I mean, like, by then I'll be making the money, so I'll be there. But for now, no, like, I'm cool here. Everything's online anyway.
Right.
You know, everything's online.
And you love the city, so you want.
I do, like, you know, I do like my city.
How have you seen? I mean, you've been doing music for a bit. Like, how have you seen music in this city change over time? Like, have you seen growth? Have you seen like?
So I feel like when I started out, there wasn't a lot of support. Like, people were very to themselves. It was like very competitive, and I don't know, maybe it's just like my perspective has changed, but like I do feel like there's more support, artist to artist. I've been getting good support from other artists and like people in the industry, like the radio stations. But like I feel like a lot of people too that just start out, they just think they're entitled to it. And that's not really how it works. Like you have to build your brand and build who you are before, you know, like you can't get mad at a radio station for not like fucking with your music when it's like you've been out for like 6 months. Like they need to see that you're not gonna just like stop doing it tomorrow. You know, like I feel like they're just
I hate entitled artists.
yeah. I
I
mean,
hate
like
it.
I mean, I was probably one of those artists when I started out, but like you go through things and like it humbles you.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
So you will, let's say, you know what, and you know, I pray this is deemed the couch of legends and legends of the future. So you know what, 3-4 Grammys in, you will be coming back to Ottawa.
100%.
You're not gonna forget.
For you and for you.
All right, we got it. We got it in the bag. We're going to the Grammys. Okay, dope. In terms of music, now, actually, you know what? Let's talk about the EP a little bit. I'd like to kind of delve. So my favorite song, actually, I'm gonna let you say, because as soon as I said it was my favorite song, you said everybody's been saying it's my favorite song.
Okay, so when you're putting together a project, you kind of have an idea of what you think is gonna be the best song on your EP.
Right.
Right? So I had like put together this EP in an order that I thought, okay, like this is gonna be the first song, and this is the song, this is gonna be it. This is gonna be the single. So I put out the EP, and I'm just like getting all this like feedback from everybody, and they're telling me this song called Halo is their favorite song. And I'm just like,
song,
I'm
Halo.
like, wait a second, like, yeah, I mean, like, I like the song. Like, I mean, I made it. I put it on my EP. But, like, in my head, I was like, okay, no, X's is going to be the song that everybody loves. And it's just so crazy that, like what you think is not actually what ends up happening. So I've been, like, asking everybody, like, what's your favorite song? Like, oh, I like Halo. I like Halo. And so, like, like right before we started this interview, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna play you my favorite song," and then he plays it. I'm like, "That's Halo."
It is. X's is number 2 for me.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, I wasn't too far off, but like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just
But I think it's like that's not just the case with music. I think with anything you create, like sometimes I'll write an article, I'm like this article is it. Like it's just gonna like get shared, and then next thing you know, it's like social media is silent. And I'll put out another article. I think is I literally like put together like 30 minutes. I think, oh, this is trash, and then it's like, oh, share. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like that was trash, you know.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's like, you know, I think when you create something, you don't know what's gonna resonate with.
it's so
people,
unpredictable,
you know?
like so unpredictable. But like that's kind of what's like fun about it too, you know. So like I was planning, like I had this whole plan, like okay, this is gonna be my single, so I need to start planning like the music video for it. And now I'm like, wait a minute, do I need to?
That's happened with Drake though, because apparently I think like the first single, the first video was supposed to be the Michael Jackson song,
Right.
and then "In My Feelings" went crazy.
Yeah.
Right,
And it's
right.
like, well, forget the Michael Jackson song.
Yeah.
It's like he made the "In My Feelings" video.
Yeah.
It's like that's a song that hit. You
Yeah.
know,
Shiggy should create a dance to one of your songs, and that'll be the
there you
single.
go.
Somebody reach out to him for
Yeah,
me
go-
on my
oh,
behalf,
I'll
please.
do it right. I got his number, so I'll. I don't. But okay, cool. So on my own, we talked a little bit about kind of where that came from. Is there
Yeah.
anything else attached to that title, or?
Well, like I think it kind of has a double meaning too, because like it does talk a lot about like breaking up with somebody. So it is kind of like being on your own, like relationship wise. I think that's kind of like the double meaning as
Right,
well.
right. And that's that 90s R&B kicking in.
Yeah.
You're kind of like a Taylor Swift, that when things happen, it ends up in your music.
Well, like I think where else would you pull the inspiration from? Like I feel like as an artist, that's where you would
Yeah.
you know,
So-
write your
so
music
we gotta make sure
from.
that we like, you know, we gotta make
Write a
sure-
song about Shifter.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what about in terms of musical influences right now? What's your, if you were to pull out your phone right now, what would be like the, you know, top 3 last played or that you listen to?
It's still The Weeknd.
Oh yeah? Okay.
Yeah, The Weeknd.
You're a ride or die.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like I don't know.
Okay.
I just relate to that music. Especially like when I'm writing too. I just kind of relate to like the melodies and the vibe. Yeah.
So how do you feel about, we didn't go through the other 2, but I have another question. So how do you feel about Belly, EXO, The Weeknd?
They're like I really appreciate what they've like where they've come from, and it's kind of like inspiring to see where they came from. Like they're just like me, you know what I mean? Like Belly, Masari, like all of these people, like they started out in Ottawa,
Right.
and it's like look where they're at now, and it's like the hustle was real. Like they didn't stop. Like they kept going like for over a decade, and it's like it's kind of inspiring to like for me like not to quit and just like to be consistent and keep going, because like at some point something's got to give, you know?
right.
If you're putting out good music, something's got to give.
Absolutely. And I think there was a long period of time where I always say, at least I felt this way. I know a lot of people disagree with me, but I feel like Ottawa for a long time was just filled with haters.
Yeah.
I feel like we hated a lot.
Yeah.
But there came a time when everybody jumped on the Belly bandwagon.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really great to see, and I don't know what the intentions were, but it was really great to see a city supporting its artists the same way that we saw Toronto support Drake.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was really nice on my end to see.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you right now with your music, do you feel like you're getting Ottawa support?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am. I am getting Ottawa support, but I also feel like it's different like when you're a singer and you're a rapper. Like I
Right.
feel like for a rapper there's just more like, you know, like animosity and like competition and hate, but it's like I'm just like, hello, I'm a singer. And like,
Right.
you know, like
Who
I
can
just
hate on you,
yeah, like,
right?
I'm like,
Okay.
hey. So I feel like it's kind of different in that sense.
Okay.
Yeah. But support's been good though. Support's been really good.
Dope. So the album's been out, or the EP's been out 3 days.
A week.
A week.
6 days.
6 days.
Yes.
Okay. 6 days.
6 days.
Okay. And
Yeah.
you're happy with the results so
Yes.
far?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. We're not getting any information on that, are we?
What?
About the results, the numbers. We're
No,
not getting
I mean,
any of
like,
that. Okay.
It's, you know, it's even
It's still fresh.
It's fresh.
It's fresh. Like I mean,
right?
it's like everything is like on a delay too, right? So like I barely know the numbers,
Okay.
but like
So you're not like checking them every second to see. Oh,
Yeah,
I got another one. I got another view. I got another stream. I got another like.
so if you go on like Spotify, like the artist page, you can act like for me, I can see like how many people are listening live, like at this very moment. And just
Oh,
like
wow.
yeah, and I'm like, oh, there's 6 people listening right now.
That's
I'm like,
unreal.
sick.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you say your trajectory going forward? I know I feel like you've got a lot going on in terms of entertainment. Period. I'll say. So I feel like you've got a lot of different platforms and almost different Chrissies that I see at least. And I might be totally wrong by this, but I feel like there's a YouTube Chrissy, which is a little bit different than the original music Chrissy, a little bit different than Instagram Chrissy.
Yeah.
What would you say is kind of the trajectory moving forward?
So originally, like the YouTube channel, that was to like build the fan base. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then putting out the covers, it's like it's cool, it's easy. It takes a lot longer to put out original music than it does to just like record a cover song. So
For
like, you
sure.
know, like in 24 hours I can like learn the song, record it, film a video and put it up on YouTube.
Right.
But like when it comes to like original music, like you really have to put some thought into what you're doing and like
Absolutely.
what you want to put out there. So yeah, like they are different, but like it is still me throughout all of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's nice to see as well, the genuinity in all of them, you know, which is good. So YouTube, you're sitting at how many?
90,000 subscribers.
90,000.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Almost at 100,000.
Yeah.
You get one of those YouTube.
I get a plaque.
You get those like the gold YouTube button.
Yeah. Okay. So if you hit
Thingy.
if you hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, they send you a silver YouTube play button.
No way.
And I'm like dying for this play button because I feel like it's like such an accomplishment. Like I've been like working on my YouTube channel, you know,
Right,
right.
right.
It's like I don't know, it's cool. Then if you hit 1 million, you get a gold one. So that'll be, you know.
We'll just paint the silver one.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
We have some.
Oh yeah. So we sometimes close with like a would you rather question. So based on our talk here, would you rather right now if you had the
It's about to get real.
if you had the capability, would you rather collaborate with Drake or The Weeknd? Would you rather?
Oh my God.
Right now, both of them are hitting you up on the phone.
Oh my
Chrissy,
God.
Which one?
That's like my
Do
dream.
you choose
Like,
The Weeknd or do you choose Drake?
And you can't choose both.
You can't
I know. Oh my God, it'd be like perfect. The Weeknd.
The Weeknd.
Wow. Why would you pick The Weeknd?
Because he's a bit more similar. Like we'd be more similar in like vibe.
Okay.
Yeah. Like kind of like an Ariana Grande and The Weeknd.
Okay.
Love Me Harder.
So you don't even like Drake? Eh?
I
You
do.
said
Oh my-
fuck Drake. That's what you said. Man.
Yeah, okay. But Drake can give you like an instant hit though.
Yeah, that's true too.
But
You guys put me on the spot. You put me on. I don't know.
Instant.
Now I don't know. I'm retracting. I'm retracting.
No, that's good. No, that was good. The Weeknd's a good choice.
I'll take that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. This was great.
This is fun.
Yeah,
Let's do it again.
Good to get to know the person behind the YouTube channel and the Instagram account.
Yeah. And
I'm
I think
a normal person.
right, and I think that's so nice to see.
Yeah.
Well, I guess for our viewers, like where can people find you? You know, YouTube channel. Is there time to shamelessly plug?
Okay, so my YouTube channel is Chrissy On Air, and then my Instagram, my Facebook, and my website is all at Chrissy Spratt.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you, Reda, where can people find you?
At Reda Zarrug on everything. RedaZarrug.
And you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Kevin B Unfiltered, and on Twitter at Kevin R Bourne. And you can follow Shifter Magazine on all social media platforms at Shifter Magazine, all one word. And that's it.
Beautiful. Thank you,
Peace.
Chrissy.
Thank you.
Awesome.